I'm Diego Cordovez. Welcome to The Scoop, brought to you by Full Tilt Poker. Last week we had Huck Seed with a lot of very interesting stuff. Former world champion and four-time bracelet winner. If you missed it, it's on Card Player TV, and we're going to roll into part two. One interesting thing about the internet is that now that they're tracking all the hands that are played on the internet, for better or worse, players who are like champion cash game players really are getting their due and their recognition. Guys like Tom Dwan or Patrick Antonius, they haven't really won big tournaments, or they don't even play some big tournaments, but their results are documented. People know these guys are top players.
Now the big online cash players are almost more famous than tournament.
Right.
Someone who just had a big, because that is where most of the skill is in the cash. But
you talked about how talking about the attention that certain players get, and you're getting attention. The interesting thing is that even though you have, like a low-key demeanor, there are a ton of interesting things about you. And long before prop bets became this kind of world in itself, and people use them to popularize themselves, I mean, you were like really one of the originators of being involved in a lot of like legitimate, interesting prop bets. A lot of them have to do with sports or with actual physical accomplishments.
The thing that really got me into, I've probably said this before, but when I was first playing in the biggest cash games, I was like 22, and I was playing with Chip and Doyle and everybody. And I don't know if you remember Jack Lewis. Do you remember him?
I don't know him.
Yeah, he was a California high limit player, and I was at the table, and Chip Reese and Jack Lewis had made a bet for 100,000. I think it was Jack couldn't smoke for a year, and Chip had to lose X amount of weight or something. Right. So then, I'm in the game. I didn't know these guys. Had been playing mostly with like Johnny Chan and Yosh and the California players, but then I started playing with Chip and them, and so now maybe 3 or 4 days later, I'm in the game with Jack Lewis and a couple other people, but Chip had gone back to Vegas or whatever. We're playing in LA, and we were just playing, and he picked up his cell phone. He's like, "Oh, hey Chip, I woke up at 4 in the woke up in the middle of the night and just realized I was smoking a cigarette, so I lost the bet. So who should I give the 100,000 to?"
Right.
So I was like, "Wow, this is really cool."
There's honor in it too.
I liked it, and then I got involved in some other bets where with the honors. So I love
What were some of the first ones that you were involved in as a participant?
Well, I was, really into poker when I was in my low 20s. And although I was athletic, I just sat and played poker for, days on end, trying to improve my game. I remember one time I hadn't hardly ever, run or done anything for, over a year or two. And I bet Yosh on, I think it was like a 4:30 marathon or something.
Okay.
But I was in unbelievably bad shape. I'd just been sitting for 2 years, so just to finish a marathon, they thought would be hard, but I just walked and jogged and made it.
What was the longest you'd run before that? Had you ever trained or run?
No, I had never trained
Not at
for
all.
anything, no, but it was just a shuffle. It was like walking and jogging. But it was pretty sore after that anyway.
The famous one that I remember reading about even back in the day was the first big golf bet where you had to run around the course and shoot under 100.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was running in the end in the dark to finish. That was one of my most fun bets. Yeah. David Gray was betting with me, and he was out there in the car. He drove around for 15 hours.
What were the details? You had to shoot 4 rounds or 5 rounds?
Well, it was a hard course to walk because it was designed for carts. And so in between each hole was sometimes a quarter mile,
Right.
It wasn't really designed for walking, so it was a good walk. I think I walked 30 miles plus that day, and it was 110 degrees out.
Right.
I remember the next day my throat was super sore from just drinking water, and the water had just eroded the mucus out of my throat.
And you only took 3 clubs, right, or 4 clubs?
It was a 5-iron sandwich and a putter.
Because you had to carry them, right? So
I had to carry the clubs. And I had, 4 or 5 rounds.
Someone had told me that
4 rounds I had to do, but I missed 1 round. I snuck in an extra round. I had as many tries as I wanted. But
someone told me, that the deal was that You could go as many times as you wanted, but
I had to complete
you had to
four.
complete the whole
Yeah.
round. You
In the
couldn't just
first
quit after
round-
5 holes if you were doing poorly. And the first time around, you just missed.
First time around was really interesting because I actually did some amazing things. 'Cause there was one trick hole where it's really hard to get over the carry with a 5 iron, and
Oh, right.
it was a long par five, and the first carry was like 220 or 215
Right.
over this
And you didn't have
canyon.
a driver. Or
I just have a
one
5 iron, and I couldn't get over. I hit like 2 or 3 into the canyon, and I ended up getting like an 11. So then I needed like par, bogey or something to finish out. And or was it? I think I needed par, something crazy. And yeah, I needed par. So the next hole was a 440 par 4 uphill.
Right.
I hit 2 5 irons 8 feet and like lipped out the putt.
Oh, no.
So I played this hole unbelievable. Now the next hole is a par 3 over water. You can't go at it. It's like real hard green, won't hold with a 5 iron.
Right.
So you had to hit a sandwich out this way and then another sandwich over here.
Just
So I
to
hit a
get out.
sandwich over here, sandwich to 2
Right.
feet
Oh, wow.
and missed the putt.
Oh, no.
And then I
Man.
parred the last hole, so I missed it too. But I
Right.
played unbelievable. I was like, to finish, it was a good feeling to like come up and be clutch at the finish.
Right.
But then I missed it too. It was really weird.
I mean, I didn't ask about this before, so I don't know. Someone had told me that there was like a current prop bet about you running a mile or something like that. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, I had a bet with Joe Cassidy. I had a year to run a 4:39 mile.
4:39. It's
And
amazing.
I really didn't focus on the bet that much. I bet small amount to win a lot. I was getting big odds, and
So it's over now?
no, it's over. It's in like a couple months.
So you still have a shot?
Yeah, I still have a shot. Well, I have another bet with Brett Ritchie. You know him?
Yeah.
We're gonna race a mile, and he's giving me 5-1 odds. So
So you got two things going.
he's a super talented runner, better than me, but he's very lazy. And even when he was good in running, he just didn't focus on it that much. But he has gotten caught up in like the lifestyle and not exercising enough. So we made the bet. So hopefully it'll be a fun race.
So are you training for these two things?
Not really. I mean, I've mainly just been lifting heavy,
Right. You told me.
lifting heavy and running some. But I'm not really focusing on the running. But probably give it a little, little tune up and just because I can run. I'm still kind of down somewhere near there. But
What's the best you've run just for a mile?
I haven't really tested myself, but I'm in sub
in
5
your
minute
life.
shape though.
But in your life you've done sub 5
That's my
minutes?
record. 4:39 is my record.
Oh, I
so,
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a phenomenal time.
But
Few people could reach.
it's a lot of fun running bets.
Was there one? It was your brother, right? Not you, who had to run from, or either run or walk, or just make it from LA to Las Vegas.
Yeah, my brother, he didn't really have that much interest in that ultra long stuff back then, but he just tried it for fun, and he walked 80 miles and hurt his knee.
Yeah.
But he's actually training for ultra marathon running now. He could probably easily do that bet now.
Right.
Because he ran a 50-mile race and finished pretty high, and he's going to enter a 100-mile race coming up in a month.
So you're always looking for opportunities along these lines.
Well,
come about.
usually those kind of running bets and whatnot. Like I had a big running bet with Doyle once. I had to run a 4:30, and I ran the 4:39, 8 or
Right.
9 or whatever. And I lost a pretty good amount of money, but I was just still happy because I was in really good shape, and it just felt so good. So
Did you run in high school or in college? Or?
yeah, I ran a little bit in high school, but not college. But I'm a track and field fan. I love track and field. I was really into the World Championships this year, watching that, and I just went down to Albuquerque. They had the National Indoor Track and Field meet there in Albuquerque. Me and my brother went to watch it, so I try to keep up on the track and field.
You ever wonder if you hadn't devoted yourself as much to poker, what you would have done in athletics or in some other?
Well, I always had the mindset that I was gonna be great at whatever I did. So, and I was very focused on. I was a little too worried about achieving this or that, in my youth. Which now I'm not as results oriented. I'm just try to enjoy myself and not worry too much about the results. Or I'm still a competitive person, but yeah, I think I think anyone can really do whatever they want to, and if they put their mind to it.
I mean, you talk about what your motivation is now and being results oriented or not. Obviously, in poker, you have to be results oriented to a point just to be in action. But what's your main motivation in terms of playing poker now? Because, I mean, I see some of the younger guys who they're super motivated now. Some have the goal just to make a lot of money, or they really want a lot of fame now. But for someone who's already accomplished a lot and who's also been around for 20 years almost, what drives you now, or what are the things you want to accomplish in poker now?
Well, when I was younger in my 20s, I kind of got a little burned out on it, and it just got a little stale to me because it was just. But now that the poker economy got so much bigger, and then there's also the internet, I just got a lot more motivated to stay in the game, and I guess mainly right now just internet poker is kind of my main focus. It's because it's so different. All those years we played live, and so and also tournaments. Even though I've done well in tournaments, I never really took them that super seriously, except like the main event.
Yeah.
But now, tournaments have gotten so big and crazy that it's fun to improve my tournament game or really focus on tournaments sometimes. So all those years of cash, being a live cash player, now it's fun for me to experiment around with being an internet player or a tournament player. And also the world of forums and there's so much. It's just the way it is now. To share information or talk about hands. Like old school players usually don't really like you were saying. Like Eric Seidel didn't want to have the TV because he didn't want to have his cards, and now people will just play and talk about all the hands or write up a big article about it. So it's kind of fun.
Is the motivation for you more in just the improvement in itself, just the accomplishment of competing and doing well, as opposed to one particular goal or being in the limelight or some specific financial goal?
Well, I've had different goals in my 21-year career. Early on it was to make $1 million or to make this amount of money or to consistently beat the biggest games, cash games, or to win the World Series main event. That was another goal. I love the game, and I just want to. My motivation now is just to find new ways to keep it fresh and exciting.
Right. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and no doubt you'll find ways.
Losing my voice when talking so long here.
Longer than you're used to, but we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us on The Scoop, brought to you by Full Tilt Poker. Write to us at The Scoop at cardplayer.com.